wishes there's a country to defend. Alarms begin to sound and boots hit the ground. Order is in shambles and men stuck in the brambles, and men dig down deep and do what they must do. Take them out! Take them out! Take them out! Take them out! Flats and his men, drunk off the power from 1982, but somehow prouder. Power's hard to get and harder to hold. Standing with your men in the swirling cold. Ice beneath the feet, ice inside the heart. Surgic on the tongue, but Russian on the brain. Waiting for the mood, waiting for their move. So you dig down deep and do what you must do. You take them out! You take them out! You take them out! You take them out! Propaganda on every poster in town. A perfect past in the Soviet gown. Join Vlad's army and feast once again. Or have a feast for crows on your neighbor's toes. The churches shake and the folks all wise with rushing trains and rushing lives. Cut too short to be of use, so you dig down deep and do what you must do. You take them out! Take them out! Take them out! Take them out! Everywhere you go, they come to find the place you are, the place you hide. You have to run anywhere you can, but they follow close and they take your hand, and they say you will be better off if you live with them instead of us. But there's nothing left inside of you, so you dig down deep and do what you must do. You take them out! Take them out! Take them out! Take them out! The quiet life at the corner park has been ripped apart for someone's sport. So you gather near the central square for one last chance to repel the bastards. But the bombs go off and the world's askew, and all that's left is nothing new. But there's one last shot that you can take, so you dig down deep and do what you must do. You take them out! You take them out! You take them out! You take them out! The bullet missed just off the mark, but it sailed east and it caused a spark. The broken man brought down by chance. Anew will rise to do the monster's dance, unless you stand and make demands and bring your friends to the invaders' camp. So sing your song and plant your flag. Dig down deep and do what you must do. Take them out! Take them out! Take them out! Take them out! Get them off your land. Get them off your land. Send them home. Send them home, home. Send them home. Send the motherfuckers 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 home. Take them out. Take them out. Take them out. Take them out.
All right, my friends, welcome to episode 328 of Prof and Dev Play Games. Thank you for listening to that opening song. That is a song that I wrote and it is coming out soon in reference to the illegal war and conflict in Ukraine. I am a returned Peace Corps volunteer from Ukraine, and you never know, you don't remember how much you love a place until it's fucking attacked. And I just wanted to share the opening line of the Ukrainian national anthem. I'm not sure if you know what the opening line is, Anthony.
I do not.
It always made us laugh in Ukraine. The opening line is Ще не вмерла Україна, і слава, і воля. And that translates to Ukraine is not yet dead, nor its glory and freedom. And we were always like, yet? Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
But it has a special meaning now. I mean, it always has, but for me, fucking Putin thought he could just roll right in, and Ukraine is standing the fuck up, and I can't think of anything else. My host family is effectively stranded outside of Kyiv. Friends of mine are literally stranded on a train outside of Lviv. And, their families are being separated because men can't leave the country because they're being asked to stay and fight. So my friend's wife and their 8-year-old is currently on a train outside of Lviv, between Lviv and the Polish border. There's nothing's moving. And I just can't focus on anything else. And it's, yeah. So we're going to talk about Ukraine tonight. Specifically about video game companies. Obviously, this is a video game podcast. Some video game companies in Ukraine, and other ones that have studios in Ukraine. For example, Ubisoft. They have a studio in Kyiv and in Odessa. And our friend shared an article in our Discord a couple days ago about Ubisoft providing additional funds, advanced salaries, and alternate housing for their staff in Ukraine. Which is cool, with the impending invasion, the manufactured invasion by Putin. They reached out to their people in Kyiv and Odessa and said, yeah, if you need money ahead of time, you need to get somewhere else, you need to live somewhere else to get out of there, like, we will help you. And I think that's really cool.
Let us know. We'll do what we can. Which makes sense, to be honest.
I mean, they want to take care of their people, and
yeah, it's not every day that your employees get caught up in a war. So
yeah, exactly, and it's interesting with Ubisoft specifically because Odessa was annexed in 2014, annexed to Russia with fucking little resistance really from the international community. So in effect, Odessa, they have, a studio that's, basically owned by, on Russian land, basically, even though it's Ukrainian land. I don't know if Ubisoft, I would assume they have a Russian studio, but I actually don't know that for sure. Do you know that?
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Ubisoft has studios everywhere.
Exactly.
Like, that's the thing. Like, they can function 24 hours a day. They have people in working hours.
Right.
I can only imagine they have.
They gotta have a Moscow studio, basically.
Level, Moscow somewhere. I can't. St. Petersburg, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
There's just a couple cities, but I can't imagine that they don't have studios there. They're just so worldwide at this point.
Right. I'm gonna Google this real fast.
From me,
Moscow.
Kind of on the video game front. So the Astroneer port to the Switch, a big chunk of it was handled by a company called Dragon's Lake Entertainment, and their headquarters is in Kyiv.
Oh wow! So a lot.
We sent out an email to them. Our CEO has been talking with them through the week, just being like, hey, because we all kind of were asking like, hey, what's going on with them with all of this, and we just reached out and said like, hey, hope you're all safe and whatever. But we did get some response back that I think from their CEO, basically like everyone is safe. They had contingency plans for this specific thing happening.
Right.
They they knew it could happen, so they had contingency plans. And this is a quote in his words, the CEO. The war is terrible, but people are strong, organized, and optimistic. So
that is,
which I think sums up a lot of what I've seen out of Ukraine.
Absolutely.
The Ukrainian people this last 5 days at this point.
Dude, the from the fucking woman who walked up to, I don't know if you saw this video, you probably did, about sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
She walks up and says, put these in your pocket. And they're like, what the fuck? Why? Because when you die on Ukrainian soil, we want some good to come out of your rotting corpses and grow some flowers.
Brutal.
All the way up to Zelensky, the president, is just like, I don't need a ride, I need ammo. Like, that's a fucking movie quote. That is like hero level shit. And this guy, like, when I was in the Peace Corps, I was there from 05 to 07. He won Ukraine's Dancing with the Stars in 2006. I remember watching that. I didn't know who he was. I was just like, oh, but my host had me watch those kind of shows, and I was like, oh, okay, good language practice or whatever. But that guy is now like in my fucking mind, a fucking hero, along with the other ones. The Ukrainians standing up and fucking, obviously they have fucking great intelligence, getting fed great intelligence from NATO and us and other people. Yeah. But there are other developers. There's the Stalker developer, GSC Game World. They tweeted on the 24th, a couple days ago, Russian Federation has declared war on Ukraine. The future is unknown, but we are sure of our armed forces and country. We all ask, do not stand aside, and please help those in need. Through pain, death, war, fear, and inhuman cruelty, Ukraine will persevere as it always does, which is the absolute fucking character of the people in that country. Like, when shit would happen, when my wife and I were there, we're like, why don't you stand up and fucking, like, talk about how awful this is and demand better? They're like, we've been through worse. We'll get through this. We don't need to do that. Okay. Okay. And you're fucking seeing it, man. You're fucking seeing it. And it's just, fuck. Frogwares, who I think they're do the Sherlock Holmes games. Is that right? Let me scroll back here. A Sinking City and Sherlock Holmes studio, Frogwares, said in a tweet, we just can't stand by. Russia attacks our homeland, denies the sovereignty of Ukraine. We're trying to stay safe, but this is war, and there are no two ways about it. We're a peaceful nation, and in all the years since we gained our independence, we never attacked or threatened anyone. Because of this situation, our work will be impacted, and our lives can be destroyed. And it's, obviously, allies, other companies like CD Projekt Red and, neighboring Poland is speaking out as well.
Another Polish developer speaking out. I didn't know if you saw 11-Bit Studios.
Oh, the ones that did This War of Mine.
Yeah, which I want to recommend playing that game, but it's harsh.
I've heard
and
that.
It's painful in a way that this isn't like gory violence in your face. It is like the brutal decisions you will be making in this game that come on slowly, and it's exposing the actual cost of war.
Yeah. Where
it's not just the soldiers, it's people and the ordinary everyday people and what they have to go through and suffer through. There is no good ending to this war of mine. It's not pleasant. But 11-Bit team that made it, on the day of the invasion starting, they put out a statement. Paraphrasing, they just, for the next week, all profits from this war of mine, all of its DLCs on every store and platform will go to a special fund that from a week from now, this money will be donated to the Ukrainian Red Cross. They're a Polish company.
Yeah.
So they are standing up and being like, doing what they can to help, and especially in a game that I'm sure they studied the horrors of war and what it does for making it. And
the fucking history of Poland, and war. It's just really nice to see. I'm just taken aback by the worldwide response to we're not putting up with this bullshit. Like it's been years with fucking Trump and like now with the pandemic and like people fighting over like masks and shit. Like everything is a fucking like fight. And this is just like, no, we are fucking absolutely fucking united. And there's nothing that Putin could have done to unify NATO like this. Like, if he had just left things alone, NATO probably would have unraveled. But he has shown why there's a need for NATO.
Yeah.
And it's great to see video game, it's a fucking, watching Elden Ring streams, people were just like I don't want to be doing this stream right now. I know that there are other things happening that need more attention, but I want to, help people take their mind off things a little bit while keeping the focus. And it's nice to see. It's just nice to see. Like, I think, I've been like either on the verge of tears or been crying for days. And if the things that I cared about, like video games and music, weren't also caring about this, it would, I think, be very devastating. Speaking of music, there's Rare Buzz Limited, I think is their name. They create guitar pedals. They're an Ohio company, and they created a special Ukrainian distortion pedal, basically a Ukrainian-themed distortion pedal. And they sold just 13 in tribute to the Snake Island group of Ukrainian soldiers who basically told the Russians to fuck off when they asked them to surrender, and then they died, unfortunately.
Maybe?
Well, if they didn't, that'd be great. I heard is that they died.
The thing I saw, this was on The Guardian. I wanted to hear if, I don't think there's been a follow-up, but there's the potential that they didn't.
Okay.
So basically it's moved from unconfirmed.
Okay.
What's happened.
Well, and you do have to be mindful of, I think propaganda's, well, I'll use the word propaganda on all sides. Like, you got to verify.
Yeah.
So, I want to believe that Ukraine is standing up to Russia in the way that the news is reporting. But, everything with a grain of salt until you verify. But it was a Washington
Post.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like what was the Ukrainian border guards may have survived reported last stand.
Okay. Well, that's good
So
news.
it's just unconfirmed, basically, what they're saying. There's we can't actually confirm that they were killed.
Yeah.
So
I think there's going to be a lot of unconfirmed things until it's hard. I think it's hard to confirm anything right now, really.
Basically, they thought preliminary information that the border guards may be dead came from the defender before the defenders lost contact.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they just they've now lost contact, and they just don't know.
Right. Okay. So they haven't.
They're on an island.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Not like they can easily
get there.
Get out. So yeah. So, but yeah, that was a huge move. Just tell the shit. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
There was a video. I am just glued to the fucking news. There is a Georgian refueling.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, did you see that? And they're like, "Who are you? Are you Russian?" "Yeah, we're Russian." "We're not going to refuel you. Fuck off."
Yeah.
Let's leave politics out of this. We need some gas. I don't fucking care. We're not giving you gas. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Solidarity is
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The solidarity.
There is huge amounts of solidarity.
And the cold open, the Ukrainian national anthem.
Saturday Night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god, it just made me fucking bawl this morning when I saw it. Boy. But I'm glad to see people donating time, talent. Like, tech companies are mobilizing.
Yep.
The fucking, like, the RPCV, the Return Peace Corps Volunteer Network, is mobilizing like fucking crazy to get supplies in, to help people, connect people with friends where they can stay as they're, trying to flee. It's just, it's sad, awful, anger-inducing, but there have been so many sparks of just like pride.
Yeah, I think that's how it is. As I've talked to my wife about it, we're like, this situation is terrible, but my God, I am impressed with the Ukrainian people.
Yeah.
And just that resolve. It's basically saying fuck off.
Yep.
the road sign thing.
Oh,
That's brilliant.
the best.
That is like epic level trolling on
Nahui.
their part. Just the edited sign, and then just being like, yeah, we're taking down the road signs. Figure out how to get where you need to go. Enjoy.
Our mother-in-law, or my mother-in-law, my wife's mom, was asking me about that, and we were just like, dude, like if you're not from there, it is hard as fuck to figure out where to go. We got lost. We would have gotten lost all the time if we didn't have someone, like a marshrutka, which is basically like a group taxi, driving us around. Like, I don't know where we are. We just spun in 3 circles, and somehow we're going west. I'm not sure how this happened.
But yeah, it's just like there's just a huge amount of just worldwide solidarity and support for Ukraine. What was I don't know a lot of the Russian straight politics, but like who were is Georgia one of their big allies?
I mean, they invaded Georgia in.
Who was their ally? Not.
Oh, you're talking about
Belarus.
Kazakhstan?
It was one of them that's like it is Kazakhstan, I think. That was basically like, yeah, we're allied with you, but what the fuck are you doing? Basically,
Kazakhstan was like, we don't recognize the independent regions of Luhansk. Yeah. Fuck that.
They basically were like, what? No.
Exactly. And
we might be your ally, but no.
Several months ago, Kazakhstan had asked Russia for assistance in quelling internal protest, and now they're like, no, dude, like even fucking like when like fucking Hungary, who has a fucking dictator in charge, fucking Turkey, who has a dictator in charge, are like, fuck this shit, no way. Like, and they're working against Russia as well. It's like, wow, you somehow united almost everybody.
Yeah,
and I love the team, like Poland, for example, is like, we're not fucking playing Russia in any World Cup qualifier. And then FIFA's like, okay, we're gonna, they're not gonna be under the Russian name or the Russian flag. And Poland's like, fuck you, no, we're not playing against them, no matter what their name is.
Yeah,
FIFA.
I saw our friend Travis just posted that Poland and Sweden immediately said they would refuse to play Russia. Any team that was even okay, fine, they're not under the Russian name or flag, was like, no.
Like,
no, what are you talking about?
The federation formerly known as Russia, like, or what? Fuck you, FIFA. I want them. What I would love is every single team like, fuck no, we're not playing. Nope, we're not playing Russia. Nope, and then Russia just wins every single one by default, and then FIFA has to be forced to decide to crown Russia champion or nullify the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I know what Russia would, or what FIFA would choose.
Sure.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just been so much going on. Checking the Guardian right now. I haven't checked it since this morning, but I'm like, oh yeah, the time difference. Markets opened in Russia.
Well, I read, and maybe this is incorrect, that they were not opening the markets.
Ruble crashes 30% as market opens.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
The ruble plunged nearly 40% to an all-time low versus the U.S. dollar.
I want to know what it is versus the Roblox monetary unit, because I think one Roblox monetary unit is worth more than the fucking ruble. 1 ruble.
It's possible.
I mean, I think that was true on Friday, so it's got to be true now.
True today, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was another piece of solidarity worldwide of, honestly, the U.S. and EU being like, and we're taking you out of SWIFT.
Right. And that's a huge fucking deal, man.
It is a huge deal. I mean, that's why you see a ruble crash 30%. JP Morgan listed in like Russian treasury downgraded it to junk status.
Yep. Right.
Like they're not gonna. Actual sanctions are actually taking place of being like, no, we're seizing Russian assets.
We're taking your yachts, and then Russia's like, oh yeah, well we're gonna nationalize whatever foreign, whatever foreign shit is here. Like, okay, great, go ahead. Like,
yeah,
fuck off. That's just the cost of doing business in a fucking shithole like Russia.
Yeah, your $630 billion that Russia has invested in other parts of the world. Well, it's gone. Don't don't expect to get that now.
Even Switzerland's like, yeah, we're probably going to freeze. They're like telegraphing. We're going to freeze it. Oligarchs, come get your money. We're going to freeze it. But like even they're like not exactly being neutral.
Yeah, I saw pictures of like huge protests in Switzerland to
Good.
just be like, don't be fucking neutral.
No,
Like,
we're not doing this again.
yeah.
We're not going to keep fucking gold bars of melted down fucking Jewish teeth again.
Yeah.
Just the fucking gall to claim that you're denazifying a fucking country that's led by a fucking Jew. Like, Zelensky is Jewish. Fuck off. How many people fucking died? I don't know if you saw Zelensky's speech. It's like 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah, though.
The first big one.
Yeah, I saw it.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, this is just crazy. The world is crazy. Always fucking crazy. I hope to God that... Honestly, I just don't know how this ends for the most part. Unfortunately, because I just...
Yeah.
Putin has the gall to do this to begin with. Even whenever it's like... Clearly everyone's telling you it's a good idea.
Yes, exactly.
But in reality, it's not a good idea to do this. Like, you're doing this from a very weak position.
Right.
This attack. And it's not going to get you anything that you actually... your desired results. But I don't believe he believes in the sunk cost fallacy on this.
Yeah.
And believes... Or he is in the sunk cost fallacy. And I'm like, I don't see him stopping, basically.
No.
I only see escalation.
That's right.
Because he has to make this work somehow. Although even that, I'm like, I don't know if this could ever work how you want it to work.
It can't, because if worst case scenario, you took over Ukraine, you are like in a quagmire. The Ukrainian people will fuck your shit up for decades.
Yeah, constantly.
And just with low tech shit. Like fucking drones, fucking changing the fucking road signs, the fucking Lvivska brewery, which I enjoyed when I lived in Lviv, fucking stopped making beer and started making Molotov cocktails.
Yep.
Like, the Ukrainian fucking news media flipped over to telling their citizens how to make Molotov cocktails and to make sure that they put styrofoam in it because that'll make it stick. It's just like, I remember in Peace Corps, the first weekend we were in Kyiv and we were up late talking to the Peace Corps staff, and there was this woman, she must have been like 60, and she was just telling a story and just recounting it with her hands of practicing in school to disassemble and reassemble an AK-47. And she was just doing it with her hands. She's like, I can do it under a minute. And I was just like, where am I? What is happening? Why would you need to know that? And now I know.
Yeah.
It's boy. It's been like a dormant part of my identity for a long time. Like, I definitely am proud to be a Peace Corps volunteer and talk about it to anyone that'll listen, but it never really goes in depth. And now I'm just like going back and reading through my journals these last few weeks and like just reliving all of it through my notes, because I wrote every day. I have fucking stacks and stacks and stacks of journals from my time in Ukraine. And man, just going through Peace Corps volunteers, friends, their pictures, like all the memories and everything, it's just like, wow. It's people of Ukraine are suffering way more than I am. I'm not suffering. It is, I just feel so fucking personal, and I'm not Ukrainian. I don't live there. But boy, I can't look away. I can't think of anything else.
No, I can understand that. I don't have the personal aspect to it, but it is something I am checking up on at least a couple times a day because it matters.
Yeah. When you're closer,
I want to hope that the Ukrainian people can hold out for all that. That's my hope. I
Me
want
too.
them to repel this, and I want this. And they have so far, but I mean, we're talking. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, though.
No,
Because
I'm certainly worried. It's like, this is not a sporting event, but sometimes when I get very excited that my team is up in like the 5th inning, and by the time the 9th inning comes around, they lost. There's a long way to go. Russia is currently basically laying the groundwork to siege Kyiv.
Yep.
And they've so far been fucking unsuccessful and like hilariously so. Like just the videos of like, I don't know, the fucking, what was it? God, there's so many videos in my head right now. Oh yeah, the Russian tanks on the fucking, just some fucking highway in the middle of fucking sunflower fields, and this Ukrainian guy drives by and is like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're like, we ran out of gas. You ran out of gas? You want me to tow you back to Russia? Just
Yeah.
the humor in that fucking situation,
Yeah.
It's wow. There's just, I don't know, man.
I don't know either. It's insane. I'm kind of still shocked that we're at this point.
Putin has to have like a terminal fucking illness, right? This is like his
Something.
last stand. It's like, I got to do it now or never. I don't get it. Strategically, it doesn't make any sense unless he is surrounded by yes men so much that he thought he was just going to roll in and Zelensky was going to leave and they could fucking install a president, and I don't know, man.
In the end, what does Ukraine get them? This is what I didn't know for sure. Beyond like a status thing of being
Agriculture.
like,
Gas, agriculture and pipelines. Like the pipelines for fuel to Western Europe goes through Ukraine.
well, guess what? I'm pretty sure even if you took Ukraine, there's a good part of the world now that would be like, we're not taking your fuel. So it doesn't matter.
It's the problem. Like when we were there, they shut off the gas for a while because they're having a dispute with Germany or someone else about prices or whatever. And it's just like they don't have anywhere else to get their fuel from. So like start putting up solar panels, Germany. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I was reading stuff on that was saying that a lot of the European nations, as opposed like from 15 years ago to now, like they're not, of course, all on renewables or anything, but there's a lot more renewables.
Yeah,
out
it's
there
probably better
and
than
being
it was.
used.
Yeah.
Yes, it's only increasing.
Right.
It's not. It hasn't been stagnant. So there's less pressure in that way. Like every year that goes on is less pressure that lever has
Right.
against Europe.
That's a good point.
Which I'm sure is one of the things that is somewhat terrifying to Putin.
Right. Like
In
the
a way of
clock
being
is
like,
ticking,
oh, yeah, I don't actually, what do we have for the world if it's not our energy supply?
Well, and just like getting the band back together, like the USSR, like why? What? Like
Yeah.
you're stuck like exercising demons of the past. It's
Yeah.
for what? I shouldn't waste time trying to figure out that fucking.
No, it doesn't
Idiot's
make
mind,
sense. But
but-
it is kind of a thing of just being like, what? Like, this just seems like you're going against everything that you would want to have happen here.
Well, there's the whole idea of like escalation, and like fucking idiot Republicans or whatever are talking about how Biden is weak and blah blah blah. Like the way the escalation works, you don't go to 10 because you can't back down from it. Like you go slowly because like the anticipation is what the fear is. If you already go to 10, like we've already seen it. Okay, well I'm not scared of you invading Ukraine anymore because you fucking did it. It's just the strategic blunder is amazing. And all the while we have the former U.S. president talking about how fucking much of a genius Putin is for his stupid shit.
Yeah, and then also says that he is with the Ukrainian people with what the latest thing he said and everything was. So I'm just
Fuck
like,
off.
oh right, we're back to your stupid, keep everyone confused and mixed messages on everything.
You got impeached because you wanted a quid pro quo
Yeah.
with sending fucking javelins to Ukraine. Fuck off, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
yeah,
Fuck off, and Putin can die. That's how I feel.
yeah.
nice mission for SEAL Team 6 or fucking, I don't know, like anyone, Putin doesn't let anyone around him. He's a fucking paranoid Looney Tune, but,
Yeah.
boy, like, an assassination on that guy, like, someone inside of Russia assassinates that guy and says, you know what? Invading Ukraine was a bad idea. We're going to pull back, and we fucked up, and we're sorry. Like, it could go a long way.
It could go a long way. We'll see what goes there. I did have a question of that region. What is, like, Estonia, Latvia, and, like, Lithuania's stance towards Russia?
Fuck Russia. Fuck Russia very hard.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just wondering. I mean, I'm looking at all the ones that were basically...
Lithuania was just in the news yesterday for some, like, grand fuck you gesture to Russia that I can't remember what it was because there's been so many. Lithuania specifically. But no, the Baltics fucking hate Russia. There is, if I remember my geography correctly, there's like a piece of Russia next to them. It's like,
yeah, it's this really weird little chunk between Poland and Lithuania.
Yeah, that's it.
Which I'm like, why is that even there? But sure,
let's
why
fucking
not?
annex that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
God.
Mostly, like, I think that would be more Lithuania and Poland would have to come to some agreement on who gets land.
Right. We'll just,
and what portion.
Let's split it 50-50. You can have 51% Poland, whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, even like Finland recently has been having a discussion about joining.
Finland hates that shit.
Well, fuck. I mean, Finland
Yeah.
hates fucking Russia.
Do you want to know a reason? Like, the funny thing is we have done some reading on Finland and the whole thing historically. Boy, do they hate being called socialists.
Oh, yeah?
Holy shit. Because what that's what they called Soviet Union and that whole thing.
Right.
We're socialists. They're like, we're not fucking socialists. They were.
We are not them.
We are not them. We have a different thing. We are not socialists. It is an insult to call a socialist Finland a socialist country. They would not take kindly to that.
I like it.
So, just their utter despising of old Soviet Union, but also pretty badass country, and saying, yeah, you don't get to invade us. Fuck you.
Well, you know, they've been debating NATO. They're not part of NATO, and then I guess the prime minister is perhaps who it was, who was like, this has changed our mind about the debate about NATO, and then fucking Russia's like, you're gonna talk about NATO, we're gonna attack you too. It's like, all right, well, you're not exactly making the case against NATO. And then you just rewind, you know, with fucking Donald Trump just filleting Putin for so long and just bashing NATO over and over, refusing to pay for NATO, yada yada. Like, I mean, it's as clear as day what that was all about.
Yeah.
Fucking Russian asset. Our fucking former president was and is. Ugh, what a fucking traitor.
Yeah.
I'm worked up.
I can tell.
I'm worked up. Why don't we pivot really quickly to what we've been playing, which I think is the same thing that we both been playing, which has been like the one nice getaway from me besides bashing the fuck out of my guitar, which has also been fun.
Nice.
So how's Horizon been for you?
It's been great. I don't even know how far I am. I have done every tall strider. Long. Tall strider? Long?
Tall neck?
Tall neck. Yes.
I was like, what the fuck is a tall strider? Holy shit.
Tall strider. I've done every tall neck that I can do. There's still one I can't do that has the lock symbol on it, which I'm pretty sure I don't get to do until after. At this point, I think I'm coming close to the end of the game.
Okay. So it's like post-credits kind of thing?
Potentially. Because I haven't got the thing that unlocks it so I can get up it. So, I don't know. But I have every other thing to do. Everything else on the map. I can get rid of the metal flowers. I can do the fire gleam stuff.
I found a metal flower the other day, or yesterday or whatever. I was like, oh, I'm going to collect that flower. No, I'm not. What the fuck?
No.
What's happening here? I thought I could always collect these things.
Just play the main story.
Yeah. I'm working on
eventually learn what they are and how to get the ability to deal with them.
Cool.
But yeah, it's better than Zero Dawn in every way. Just
every way.
every single way, it's an improvement on that.
Yep.
Man, I want to talk about some of the. I guess we can spoil a little bit because I won't spoil past where you're at. So you finished.
I finished Death's Door, so we're going to
Death's
spoil the
Door.
story up through Death's Door, which is just outside of the embassy, really, the next main story mission.
Yeah. And I assume you got through the whole thing where you wake up in
Yes.
the Utaru
Yes,
camp.
exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you've met new people.
I have met new people, and I thought really briefly, I was like, is this like an Assassin's Creed thing? Like people from the future? What's happening here?
You do not have the answers about this right now, but do you have any guesses? Do you? Because I even at this point had a pretty good guess on who these people might be.
I mean, there was talk earlier in the game about like the masters who sent out some sort of signal. I can't remember what. I assume that's who they are. But no, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember enough of the Horizon Zero Dawn story.
This doesn't really have much to do with Zero Dawn story, except that yes, there was a signal sent that disrupted like Gaia and all her sub-programs.
Right.
Like that's what you remember fine. That's from Zero Dawn. Yes, that's the thing that happened.
That's who I thought they were, like the people who did that.
I mean, that's a good guess, and reasonable. I was just wondering if you would. I basically looked at it and was like, it could be a certain group. I'm gonna hold out on like maybe what it could be because the next story mission I think tells you.
Okay. Yeah, because
but I mean, there's some time. Like the story missions are actually pretty extensive in this game.
They are. Like this one it kept going and going, which was fine. It was like really, like Death's Door. There were several stages to it, and each one was different. And I thought it was really cool. Like getting through the facility was like really like a huge maze climbing puzzle kind of thing. Dropping ladders down, so if you fell into fucking water halfway through, you can get back up to where you were. The battle with the fucking Eclipse. Am I thinking of the right thing? Maybe I'm thinking of a side mission there right now. That was the Eclipse thing.
I was like,
the escaping from the what did they call them? Those futuristic people had those fucking monsters with them. Spectres, thank you.
Yeah.
Escaping.
They're machines.
Them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, dude. But I guess my guess would be that these people are clones of Pharaoh and Tate. Because there's fucking another clone of fucking Sobek.
That's true.
Yeah. So it just makes me think they're clones of somebody. I don't know if it's like from the Odyssey. I think it was the Odyssey. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have enough of a guess yet.
Okay.
Those are kind of my thoughts right now. But it was definitely an interesting twist where I was like, Silence the bad guy. Wait, I'm working with Silence again, sort of. I still hate Silence, but we're kind of working together, and he's actually saying some things that make sense. Oh, wait a second. Is there a different bad person? Or are there no bad people? Is this all like gray? I think Silence is gray for sure, but
I think he is too. I'm still not at a point of knowing exactly. Like, I will say, I mean, in that point, he's like talking to Aloy right then and being like, "Hey, you should just go with them." Like,
that didn't make any sense.
Safe. It will be safe for you.
But he says that, and then 2 minutes later, they're trying to fucking kill her. Like, why?
Yes. I think there was a thing where it's potential if she had. Honestly, I don't know if that's true. I don't know what Silence is up to in the end right now. I still don't.
That's a little frustrating.
I don't think he's working for these people.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem like he was working for them, at least right now. But it's a little frustrating if you're toward the end and still don't really know. Like, just from a storytelling standpoint, like, shit or get off the pot. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know what because that's the thing with the Silence piece. You destroy that focus that has like
him
where
spying
he
on
can
you.
speak to you.
Yeah.
You don't have that back.
Right.
He can't reach you. So I'm not
Oh, okay.
exactly sure what his like. There are points in the story where you are getting an idea that he is doing things still, like he's in the world doing things.
Yeah.
You just can't communicate with him.
Okay.
And
So you haven't really communicated with him since then?
no,
Okay.
you haven't had a chance to. Just kind of seeing things that he's potentially
Oh, okay. That's less
done,
annoying
or
then.
like had some. You're like, okay, he's up to something.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure what that something is, but I will say after the next story mission, the game takes another turn, I would say, in some ways, but it also becomes like a slightly. It's still Horizon, but it becomes a slightly. I won't say a different game, but there's a different aspect to the game than there was like the first game.
Does it feel more linear?
It's not linear. Like there's definitely specific like go here, and go here. Like it's still, but it's open world, do it at your own pace kind of thing. But doing those things is giving, I would say, other pieces of the story as well, and especially character advancement in a lot of ways for side characters and other things that in unexpected ways. Like based on what I can tell, this game is very much like. The first game was Aloy's journey. This one is Aloy's journey through a much bigger world, and it's expanding the scope of the Horizon world a lot.
That's good because that gives a potential for like spin-offs, little short, smaller stories for other people. Like I would love like a spin-off with Varl, and Vo or whatever. Vo, was that her name?
Yes.
Yeah. This came up a long time ago in the podcast when you were just about to jump into No Man's Sky, and I was kind of like, I'm not really into games so much. They're just like, I'm alone. I'd rather be with a group of people or feel like I'm not, exploring a place alone. This game does a nice job of like you're alone, but then you're with people, and that feels good. I like the more communal thing, and I feel like there's more of that here than Horizon Zero Dawn had.
Definitely, and it only gets more. So
that's excellent.
I will say, it increases in that standpoint. I don't want to spoil anything. I've gotten to some cool world expanding moments that make me excited for whatever future either DLCs or games in this universe are going to hold. And I haven't even finished the game, but I'm like, okay, I'm in for some spin-offs here.
Yeah,
let's do it.
That's awesome. Speaking of DLC, and I don't mind if you spoil this for me. Obviously, you go to California. Do you go like into Oregon at all?
No.
Okay, I wonder if DLC is gonna be like Pacific Northwest.
Theoretically, yeah, I don't know where it will be. It's either that or it's gonna be farther south,
like Mexico kind of thing.
Yeah, or Southern California, very Southern California.
But does it not get to like? Well, it's in LA. It goes to LA.
Not that I've seen.
Really? I thought it had the Fox Theater. I thought the Fox Theater was LA. Am I wrong? Fox Theater. Show me a picture. I could be wrong. I just saw a video of this. I thought it was. Nope. Walk through. Nope. I could be totally wrong then. Okay. Westwood Village, historic. I thought this was in Horizon Zero Dawn, Fox Theater, but maybe I'm wrong. It's definitely in LA, but maybe it's not in Horizon.
I have not. The way the map is set up, I guess there's one point on the map that's still clouded for me, and that could theoretically be LA, but I don't think that's far enough south to be LA.
Okay.
Like, I just hit San Francisco area, and it doesn't go that way.
You just did?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I have so long to go before I get to fucking...
Wow. It's a ways. It's not... It's part of the... I wouldn't say I'm not completely in game, but I bet I probably have like 2-3 missions left, like story missions, so they're kind of big. to be done. But yeah, San Francisco's a later second half of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You get out there, it's very far west.
Oh yeah, no, I'm looking at people matching real life places to. No, it's totally Central Cal, Bay Area. It is not Southern California at all. It's showing Barren Light as. Really, that's where Barren Light is? Huh.
Where is it?
It's showing it as northeast of Fresno in the Sierra National Forest. Are we that close? What?
So, I mean, they do kind of mess with that chunk.
Because it looks like fucking Utah to me.
I mean, it would have to be west of Zion.
Yeah, right.
And they basically collapse Nevada to nothing.
It's just like fucking Vegas.
Yeah. Which has some crazy visuals. I highly recommend that one. That was a lot of fun doing those side quests and kind of doing some of the visual stuff there. Really neat and crazy looking realization of the ruins of Vegas.
That's cool.
And I will say that like all the side quests have been very engaging in like the story that they're telling, and then how it either expands or changes kind of stuff in the map a little bit. Like there was one that I did that was like this weird valley that got flooded, and it just happened, and then you do all the side quests around it, you unflood it, and then you go back there and it's a settlement now.
Oh, that's cool.
So like they do a lot of stuff where like the open world kind of changes as you do these side quests at times. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I hope to finish it soon, probably this week. I would expect at least beat it.
Sounds like you're close to the end.
I think so, but I mean, like I said, the story missions can take a while.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling like, I still probably have, if I mainlined it, probably 6-ish hours left would be my expectation. I want to know, where's the link to the real world locations?
I just closed everything down, so let me go to my history. Fans match in game. Yeah, so check this out. If you scroll down halfway through, no, just scroll down below the Aloy picture here. I put it in Skype for you. This is great radio. I know, friends. But if you scroll down just below the Aloy picture, you click on that map and it shows.
It's this thing. I know what this one is. They pieced it together. This isn't from the game. They were piecing this together from the from like a countdown thing before stream.
Oh, that's right.
And I don't think all of this is correct.
Oh, okay, yeah, that I would suspect Barren Light is not there. That's in California. Is Barren Light in California?
No, because Barren Light was before Vegas.
Right. So this is totally wrong. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, fuck that.
So yeah, I guess they're just assuming that.
This is a May 28th, 2021 article anyways. Jesus
yeah, they were
Christ.
basing that on the like coordinates that were on the different slides there when things were being shown, which
totally
isn't true. Like I've been to Salt Bite on here. One, that's not what Salt Bite completely looks like in the game. But there's a part of me that actually Salt Bite reminds me of Tahoe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like there's a lake there, and I'm like, this looks like a smallish version of Tahoe. I could be wrong. It could be any other lake, but actually, it could either be that or it could be Mono Lake a bit south. But it has a distinct island in the middle of it. So I don't know. There's definitely, I think Vegas is really the only like outlier, but it is pretty far south. So you'd go Looking at where Zion is. Red Cliffs. Where's Zion?
Barren Light's got to be somewhere between Zion and Vegas.
It does.
And it looks like
It's
Utah.
somewhere
It
there.
looks like fucking Utah to me. But, you know, obviously, I don't know. But the difference between like western Utah and eastern Nevada is kind of the same. So.
Nevada or northern Arizona, a little bit right
yeah,
there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's right.
in that tri-state crossing area right there,
Yep.
basically.
Yep. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, no. But I have experienced redwoods.
Nice.
They got the redwood forests. They have sequoia, but up farther north, yeah, there's totally redwood forests, and it's great.
Oh, very cool.
They're fucking so well realized redwood forests. It's so neat.
Let me turn on the rain, and I'm just gonna hang out there.
Yeah, pretty much. It feels great. So I still enjoy everything that they're doing there. And the redwoods are not, and sequoias are not mere woods. You can't go to that far north.
Oh, okay.
Like, they basically, San Francisco ends right on, like, God, what is that? Like the Marin Headlands area.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the other side of the bridge. You can't go farther north than that.
Maybe that's the sequel, or not sequel, DLC. It's not gonna be Oregon then. It's gonna be Pacific.
We're going to
Northwest.
Humboldt.
We're going to Humboldt, exactly. Oh fuck, man.
Jeez.
Haley's gonna start smoking some weed.
Weed.
Runs out of land, starts cooking meth in a fucking trailer.
Yeah, so that's what I played so far, and I'm excited to continue it and finish it.
Yeah, dude. This game, I find the main quests interesting. I think the side content, like the main named side quests, are pretty interesting.
They are.
Pretty well written. Like the characters are pretty good. It makes me want to go do those things. Like I just hooked up with a Karja hunter from the hunting grounds in the first, or the hunting lodge, in the first from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's pretty cool. There's a whole thing there. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Like it gives me, I don't know, like aspirations of Witcher 3 side content.
Oh yeah.
Which is really cool to see. Like that's some of my favorite stuff from Witcher 3 was the side shit. The Eclipse side one or whatever, it was, I don't know if I think it was side content, where you're supposed to find the Eclipse hideout just outside of Barren Light, basically, and
yeah,
you take out the leader, who I believe was a character from Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a named guy, and you fight like he's on a raised platform inside of this facility, and then you wipe out the Eclipse threat. Basically, I assume that they're gone. It's kind of like wrapping up a thread from Horizon Zero Dawn for me. Yeah. And then it says you get a trophy. It's like you finished all the Daunt stuff. Right. Still, there's much more side content there that I haven't done yet, but nothing like main side stuff. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the transition. It's a very interesting sequence of story to like. It's like a recap of Horizon Zero Dawn at the beginning, kind of wrapping up some of that stuff, moving into the next area. It's like a transition between Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. Some of the lingering story bits from Zero Dawn kind of get wrapped up a bit, and then you move into like the main story of Horizon Forbidden West, and it's cool. I feel like there is, I think if I were a completionist, just looking at the map and seeing all the icons, I'd be like, fuck. But I'm not. I pick and choose. I just dive in and see what's near me that's interesting. Otherwise, I just go back to the main quest line. And I was under-leveled for the main quest by 1 level somehow, despite doing fucking hours of side content. So I just, quickly did a couple salvage contracts, which were cool. Got him the stuff he needed to make his armor. And then got to the level where I can do the next, go back to Plainsong, basically, and start the main quest there.
I am so over-leveled. I think I'm level 44, and the main quest is at level 30 right now.
Jesus.
I am, and I've got to a point where I'm just like, I have all purple weapons now, fairly upgraded. I just wreck everything. It's the same point I got to in Zero Dawn, where it's like, yeah, I know Thunderjaws are kind of a tough fight, but I got this. It's fine. Because I just have so much of a kit of different ammos and abilities and stuff, and it's like, no, I'm gonna take the thing down pretty quickly.
I'm way
and just strip it off, all its like horrible parts off.
It's so I'm like way into the different weapons this time, like I wasn't last time. Like I'm using traps, I'm using all different kind of fucking the shredder, the fucking different kinds of bows, and I'm using everything, and really into shredding off the like really pinpointing the parts by using my concentration to focus in on those parts. It's so satisfying. Like there's a part in the options where I can just like loot everything without stripping it off, and I don't want to turn it on because I'm having too much fun. If I miss something, then I'll go find someone else. Like I just did the antenna quest, and I like blew up one of the scroungers that I needed the antenna from. So I'm like, I'll just go find another one and have fun. And then there's a part of that quest that was so fun. It was it was like a special fire fanghorn that was like the fastest one.
Right, yeah.
And it was like I had gone into that area probably half an hour earlier and just wiped out the chargers. So I go back there to do that side quest, and they're like, he's too fast for you on foot. You need to get a mount. And the only mount I can have is a charger, and I killed them all. There are no chargers. It's just them. I guess, I don't know who was running them, like Lancers or something like that. So I just literally on foot just chased them back and forth and kept cutting them off and, pelting them with ammo until they get knocked down, and just like using concentration. Like it was fucking awesome. I was like, I did it all on foot when I was supposed to be mounted, and I felt like a fucking badass. And I was like, this is really cool. Like I kind of like, it let me play with the systems, and I fucking did. I set up fucking traps and used all my fucking, I felt like a smart ass motherfucker. And it felt great. And I got all the shit. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I was like, fuck. If I'm supposed to use a mount and I kill them all, what the fuck am I gonna do? Go run somewhere else in the world to get a fucking mount and come back? No, I'm gonna try to take them down.
That's great.
Yeah, it was super
hilarious.
Cool. It was really cool. Yeah, I'm thoroughly fucking enjoying this game. I picked up Elden Ring because I am a fucking loser, and Travis said that there was a fucking sword that basically looks like the Iron Throne, but as a sword. And I was like, all right.
Yes, I've seen someone use that. I mean, good luck getting it. Like,
yeah.
Not in a bad way. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not early game at all. Like, you'll need to put many an hour into Elden Ring to get that sword.
Travis said that he has it, so he, I'm sure he's probably put 15,
or be
20
very
hours.
good so you can, beat your way through things that may be harder.
Yes, and that's what he is for sure. But that was literally it. Like I wanted to get it eventually. I heard a lot of good things about it, and I was like, I'll get it eventually. And he's like, there's a Game of Thrones sword, and I was like, I'm buying that thing tonight. I'm not gonna play it, but it's not gonna go on sale in the next 6 months.
No.
So.
I mean, I'm at the point of trying to decide if I want to keep Gran Turismo 7 right now or just cancel my pre-order on that and just get Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll finish Horizon here soon. And I feel like Elden Ring's important to play from
that was
a design standpoint. Because, I mean, this is a whole nother topic we could talk about, and the fact that there was 116 reviews dropped on Elden Ring, and it had a 96 or 97 Metacritic. And I know I made the comment before that I think that was pretty much unheard of to have a game like that anymore, because there's always going to be contrarians pulling scores down to a point. But it is universal praise, like an amazing amount of praise.
Is there like I get that for sure. Is there some part of this that's like every whatever outlet is like, we'll give this game to our Souls person, and if it is like an amazing Souls game, like is it all the Souls people giving this that high of a rating, or are there people who are
with 116 reviews? It can't be that way.
Oh, okay.
There has to be enough people in there that are. And I had seen some reviews that people talked about being like they bounced off Bloodborne or they bounced off other Souls games, but they didn't bounce off this one.
That's cool.
Which is the it's approachable standpoint. Actually, a lot of stuff that I've heard is actually from people that are very really diehard into Soul stuff, have had to unlearn some of their habits.
Oh, perfect.
Because they're just spending like streamers that are just like spending like 4 hours trying to fight one boss.
Yes.
And people are like, what the fuck are you doing?
You don't have to do this. You can just leave and go somewhere else.
I mean, I guess you can do this, but you're kind of only hurting yourself at this point.
It is the one thing about Elden Ring that I've read and heard that made me think this is probably going to be if there is a fucking Souls game for me, this might be it, because Demon Souls and whatever else, Bloodborne 2, like it's not a corridor, but like you have to go through.
It's a linear.
It's a linear experience, exactly. Like you're at this boss or you're at this encounter. If you can't beat the encounter, you don't progress. And fucking Elden Ring sounds like you don't like this encounter, go find a different one.
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
It sounds like it's just enormous. Absolutely enormous in
Yeah.
its scale and size and little hidden pieces of the map.
Yep.
And the fact that it doesn't actually like give you any kind of quest logs, any markings on the map like beyond your teleport points and like what the main path, like where your next main boss is. There's definitely, it doesn't mark them like you just said with Horizon. You finished that main quest in the Daunt. It's like, good job, you've completed the Daunt. You will never get that in Elden Ring.
Right.
You will never know if you've seen everything in an area at all.
Right, because it's not marked.
Nothing
no
is marked. Like you have no clue. It's one of the streamers has been playing for like 40 hours since it came out, and it's like, he even said, he's like, I went through an area. I did some stuff, but I have no clue. I probably missed things, but I have no way to know. And it's getting to a point of being okay with that and being like, all right, I guess I'll find more next time I play.
Well, there's enough people playing that people are going to have different experiences, and then the really cool stuff's going to bubble to the surface.
Yep, and that's what it seems like. So
it's like the ultimate.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to or not. And if not, I'll just wait until like April to get it.
Yeah.
So I have a couple days to decide. So
yep, gotta finish Horizon first.
Yeah.
Me too.
So
I'm trucking right along. I'm like at 16 hours, even though I've only gotten fucking death's door somehow. I think one of those hours is probably idling. So 15 hours maybe. But it feels, by the end of next month I'll have beaten Horizon. The pace I'm going.
I think so.
Yeah. Found a comfortable way to make music and also play Horizon, which makes do my fucking job. All three things. So it's been nice. Yeah. All right. Well, that was episode 328, I believe, of Prof and Dev Play Games. If you like our podcast, please rate us on your podcast service of choice. And Slava Ukraini.
Later, everyone.
See ya.